Welcome back to another edition of Fly Tying with Jim Misiura. Today I'm going to tie one of my favorites, and this is going to be a loop wing quill body CDC Hackle. So it's going to be a loop wing quill. The hook I have in the vise is a standard length size 14. And I'm actually going to use tan thread, and this is Fibbets. This is actually 16-aught. I'm going to start the thread behind the eye, and I'm going to bring it all the way back to the tail first on this one. I don't want to put the wing in until I get the body on, because it'll just get in the way. So we're going to bring this back to where it would hang at the barb, and that micro barb on there is still on there. Like I've said before, it's really a personal preference if you want to use the barb or not. I really don't see how much damage that little barb is going to do to a fish's lip. Now for the tail, I have some dun colored micro Fibbets. And I'm just going to take 2, maybe 3, if I grab 3 instead of 2, but just need that nice rudder, that nice stiff rudder on there. We're going to take this, and we're going to tie this in. And we want that tail to be at 3/4, maybe even, you could even get it to the length of the hook shank. You don't want it long like that, definitely not. Keep your proportions. And this fly has been working good for me. The loop wing, as you saw in my videos recently, the videos I took fishing, the loop wing has been really doing well because it looks very much like a crippled fly. And actually with the sulfur, the loop wing sulfur, I got so many on the one sulfur that the one fly that all of the CDC broke off, and I was just greasing the loop wing itself, and I was still catching them with it. So now I'm going to take, instead of the quill, I'm actually going to take moose mane, a dark one and a white one. There's been a lot of gray fox coming off also, and I think this represents more of that gray fox with that quill body, you know. Now I'm going to tie these both in, and you know, remember, minimalist, especially if you're fishing on like flat runs or even a tiny chop on the water. You still want that minimal amount. We're going to bring our thread up to about, you know, as if we went halfway and then came back half of that. That's where we're going to stop the body around. I'm going to wrap these. You get a nice segmented body. Beautifully segmented body. If you want less white in there and more dark, then select a moose mane that is skinnier than the dark one. Select a white moose mane that is skinnier than the dark one. But I've been catching them on this, and I've been catching them on the loop wing sulfur, like I said, and also like the sulfur cripple emerger I was catching them on. Like I said on the video, especially in the sulfur hatch, you have to use something that is a cripple emerger type fly. Okay, now we got that beautiful little body there. Now because I'm going to use this more for imitating those gray fox, my wing material. Okay, this is just poly yarn, but this is also the inside of a pull string from a hoodie, and you got yourself poly yarn. And you take it out and then just split it. Just take it and split it in half to get the amount that you want. You know, if you're into real small flies, you're going to use that much only. But I took my tan marker and I colored it a bit tan. And you don't have to do it real hard to make everything tan. You just want to kind of give it that that little mixture of color. You could get the white in there. I'm going to take it and even out that end there. Just give it a quick snip. We're going to tie this in. Okay, I'm going to come back on there. I came back on the body just slightly. Then because I'm kind of trying to get something that kind of looks like the gray fox, I'm going to take a little bit of tan dubbing. And I'm going to put a little bit of tan dubbing in between the wing. You're kind of stuck because, you know, you have to tie that back, and then you're going to fold it over to make the wing, so put that little bit of dubbing in there. Now I'm just going to fold this over, and this is easy. I mean, big wing, little wing, you know, so I have a nice little wing there. Go ahead and tie this in. It's actually a little big. I'm going to pull it a little bit. Let's see what we got. That's looking good. I'm going to trim this off. Now I'm going to take a tan CDC. This is almost a creamish tan. And normally with the CDC I would put it in my dubbing block. But you can see how thin this stem is, and you could wrap this like a normal hackle when it's really thin like that. So I'm going to grab the tip of it and pull everything back. Doesn't matter which way you put it onto the hook. You want to tie it in by the tip, but concave side or convex side to the hook doesn't really matter. And now that little bit there, I'm just going to take that and fold that back. Now I got to get my hackle pliers on there. I'm going to grab the butt of that stem, and I'm just going to wrap it. You see this wing? I pulled it. There we go. And here comes the longer ones. And you can pull them back as you go. Here we go. Just get that in there. You can see they kind of matted each other down there, but a little bit of dubbing teaser is going to take care of that. Now, since I have a fat stem there, I'm going to actually use my scissors. Push the thread out of the way with your finger. Always remember that. Trim that off. Now I'm going to brush everything to the back, and it's already looking better. And I'm going to tie a head. Make a nice bit of a head there. Go ahead and give it a whip finish. Trim that off. Clean my brush off really well. And then Look for that sweet spot. And put just a little bit on there. I think I may have got some in the eye. Now I'm going to take a hackle and put that through the eye. I'm going to cut a nice little angle on the piece of stem. Help me get it through there easier and keep it kind of close to that. Come on. There we go. That head cement is going to dry before I get it through there. Now we got really long hackle here, so what we're going to do is we're going to measure it out to just slightly longer than the body, and then just break them off. Now that's going to float well. You can see that they're going to see that quill body very nicely. Once the CDC gets wet, go ahead and put floating on it, and then you know, basically dry the floating off onto the CDC and put it on the, get most of it, put the floating on the wing itself, and then some will get on the CDC, not a problem. Just kind of dry it off, and it's going to work. And here we have a loop wing quill body. Hope that you learned something from this video. Hope that you would subscribe to my channel. Please refer me to your friends. Please visit my sponsors and let them know I sent you. If you'd like to purchase any flies from me, go to etsy.com/shop/theflymanjim. And if you don't see it there, send me a message and we'll figure it out. And most of all, thank you very much for watching my videos.